buttercup, you're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall, won't stop till I get enough.
All right, so we're back and ready to jump into another deep dive. You know, sometimes you just get these matches where, well, the result doesn't exactly match the story. And that's what happened on Boxing Day, right? We had this West London derby, Chelsea versus Fulham. And on paper, you'd think, okay, advantage Chelsea, right. But that's not how it went down at all.
Yeah, it really goes to show that in football, anything can happen. This wasn't a case of Fulham just parking the bus and hoping for a lucky break. I mean, Chelsea had most of the possession, created some decent chances, but even with Cole Palmer pulling off an absolute screamer, Fulham found a way to shut them down.
And we're going to break it all down, right? Using a match report from goal.com, we're going to go through like almost play-by-play, examine how each Chelsea player performed and see where things went right and maybe where they, well, didn't quite go to plan. So, okay, let's start with that Palmer goal. I mean, goal.com was gushing about it. What made this goal so special?
Well, Palmer, he gets the ball pretty far out, actually, almost near the halfway line. And then, I mean, it's like he just turns on the jets, you know, dances past, what, 2, maybe even 3 defenders, and then the finish. Oh, the finish. Curls it right past Leno into the back of the net. Just beautiful.
Yeah, the kind of goal that makes you jump out of your seat, even if you're not really rooting for either team. Just pure skill.
Okay, so you've got this early goal from Palmer. You'd think that would have put Fulham on the back foot, right?
Right, you'd think so. But they didn't let it get to them. They actually absorbed the pressure really well, kept their defensive shape, didn't panic.
Was that part of their initial strategy, or did they kind of adjust on the fly after going a goal down?
It seems like they came in with a pretty clear plan. Frustrate Chelsea, limit their chances, and then look for opportunities to counter.
Okay, so even though Chelsea had the lead, they still had some chances to extend it, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Palmer's goal. They had some really good opportunities.
Like what specifically? Well, Cucurella had this header from close range, should have buried it.
Oh, those are the worst to miss.
And then Fernandez, he let loose this powerful strike. Leno made an incredible save, though.
So not just half chances then.
Nope. These were clear-cut opportunities to put the game out of reach.
And those misses, they're going to come back to haunt Chelsea later on, aren't they?
Well, let's just say you always want to capitalize on those chances when you have them, especially in a tight match like this.
Right, because momentum in football...
Oh, yeah. It can swing so quickly.
And we saw a big swing in this match.
We did.
And it started with a chance for Fulham.
It did.
So let's talk about that moment.
Okay, so this is where things start to shift.
Yeah.
Fulham are starting to find their footing, you know, and Antonee Robinson, you know, he plays for the U.S. men's national team.
Right.
He gets the ball out wide, cuts inside, beats his man, and unleashes this shot.
Oh, so close.
So close. Sanchez just manages to get a hand to it.
So a warning shot, basically.
Yeah, like, hey, Chelsea, we're still here. And it wasn't just a flash of brilliance from Robinson either. It showed that Fulham were starting to find space in Chelsea's defense.
Right. And that they were creating genuine scoring chances. I bet the Chelsea fans were getting a bit nervous at this point.
Yeah, probably. Because just a few minutes later, Fulham found their equalizer.
Okay, here we go. The tide is turning.
It is.
So they're level. What did that goal look like? Did Chelsea just lose focus for a second, or was this like a really well-executed play by Fulham?
Oh, this wasn't a fluke, that's for sure. This was Fulham, I mean, they really worked for this goal. It started with Iwobi. He makes this run, draws in a couple of Chelsea defenders, and that opens up space for Robinson, who's, you know, overlapping on the left. His cross is, I mean, it's perfect. Right to Wilson in the box, gets just enough on it to send it past Sanchez.
So Chelsea, they kind of got caught out of position there.
Yeah, I mean, they were pushing forward, trying to get another goal. And Fulham, they exploited that space. Really smart play from them.
And you can see how that goal would give Fulham a huge boost.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not just about the score. It's about the momentum. And suddenly, it felt like Fulham were the ones in control.
So 1-1. What's Chelsea's response?
Well, they didn't just give up. I mean, they still had plenty of time to get back in the lead.
Yeah.
And they were still dominating possession. But I don't know, something had changed.
Like what?
Their passing wasn't as sharp. It was like they were rushing things, trying to force it.
Instead of sticking to what was working for them earlier.
Exactly. And you have to give credit to Fulham's manager. He made some adjustments at halftime.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Told his team to press higher, disrupt Chelsea's passing lanes.
So Fulham weren't just happy to sit back and defend.
No, they were proactive. They saw that Chelsea were vulnerable, and they went after them.
Interesting.
And it worked. Chelsea started making mistakes. Uncharacteristic errors.
Under pressure.
Yeah, Fulham had them figured out.
So final minutes of the match must have been tense.
Oh, definitely. Chelsea are pushing forward, desperate for a winner. But that leaves them open at the back. And that's where Fulham struck.
Tell me about it.
So Lukic, he'd been pretty quiet up until this point. But he intercepts a loose pass, drives forward, sees Muniz making a run, perfect pass. Splits the Chelsea defenders.
Muniz, you can't miss that.
And he doesn't, just slots it home.
Wow, what a finish to the match.
Fulham, they earned that win.
Totally.
They were the better team.
So, I mean, this wasn't just a case of Chelsea having a bad day, right?
No, Fulham outplayed them. Tactically, they were superior.
What a story.
It really shows you, in football, anything is possible.
You know, what really struck me about this match was like how the whole energy shifted. Early on, you felt like Chelsea had it in the bag.
Yeah, total control.
But once Fulham got that equalizer,
Oh, yeah.
everything changed.
Like a switch flipped.
It's almost like, I don't know, it's not just about the tactics, right? It's like a mental game.
A huge part of it, yeah. You could see Chelsea getting a little rattled.
Their passes weren't as crisp.
No, not at all.
And Fulham.
Oh, they were feeding off that energy, getting more and more confident.
But Fulham, they didn't let that early goal, get to them.
No, they stuck to the plan.
Rode it out.
Waited for their chance.
And this is what I think is so cool about football.
Yeah.
Like, you need the skill, obviously, but you also need this, tactical awareness.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing when to attack, when to defend.
It's adapting to the situation.
And Fulham, they did that perfectly.
They did. Chelsea, maybe they got a little complacent.
Thought it would be an easy win.
Maybe, yeah. And that's how upsets happen.
Yeah. Underestimating your opponent.
Exactly. It's a good lesson for any team.
So, for everyone listening, what's the big takeaway from this match?
Well, I think it shows that football's not always about who has the best players. It's about who plays the smartest.
Right. The team that adapts, the team that, seizes the moment.
Exactly. Fulham were the better team on the day, no doubt about it.
This deep dive has been, it's really changed how I saw the match,
Oh, yeah.
You get so focused on the highlights, the goals.
Yeah.
But there's so much more to it.
The tactics, the mental game, the momentum shift.
It's all connected.
It is.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive. It's been a blast breaking down this crazy Boxing Day upset.
Always fun to see an underdog triumph.
And hopefully, you've learned a little something about the beautiful game. Until next time, keep your eyes on the pitch and
never underestimate the power of a good strategy.
That's right.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a buttercup. You're a Barbie doll. Show them all what I'm made of. Strut down the hall. Won't stop till I get enough.